Hello everyone. Today we're going to be making banana bread. This banana bread recipe comes from the Campus Survival Cookbook, which you can get somewhere. Sorry if the audio is a little bit jank. I don't have a mic or a very good one, so I'm using the GoPro mic. Today this is a very bare bones recipe. It's very good for college students. But it is very good at the same time. What we need for this recipe is 4 to 5 bananas, some water, lemon juice, 1/4 of a cup melted butter or margarine. This recipe was written in like the 70s, so. And in case you're wondering, 1/4 of a cup is 1/2 of a stick. 1 egg, 1/2 cup of sugar, Kellogg's All Bran. It's kind of important in the recipe. White unbleached flour, salt, baking powder, baking soda. You can add walnuts or pecans if you want. You don't have to. About 4 ounces worth. Let's get started. First, turn our oven to 450. Something you can do that I'm going to do is your bowl sliding around. Makes a noise like that. A towel, you get a little wet. Now, doesn't slide. Grease our bread loaf pan 9x5. Take our butter like this, very simple. You can use the spray stuff. It's not natural, supposedly less healthy, therefore feel the nature fallacy at its finest. We take our 4 to 5 bananas. What you can do with this is, what we should do with this, if you don't eat a banana, oh my god, that feels disgusting. You should wash your hands also, I guess. If you don't eat your bananas like on time and they get overripe, just put them in a bag and freeze them, and then you can use them for banana bread. But the reason why you want your bananas to be overripe is because the sugars they get sweeter, I guess, the more it ripens. Now we're just taking a fork and mashing these up. You can use your hands if you want. Yeah. So yeah, we're just mashing these up. I don't know. What do you want me to fucking say? There isn't much to commentate on this. I'm just mashing bananas. At this point, you know, it's pretty frozen, so. Next, we're gonna add the water and lemon juice. So again, that's 2 tablespoons water, 1 teaspoon lemon juice. This is a tablespoon. It's about the size of a large spoon. These measuring spoons, you can just eyeball it. Only take one thing away from this, is that the important part is getting the thing done. If it doesn't have to be super perfect, as long as it tastes good. I got a little bit extra in there. Oops. Can I mix that in? There we go. That smells really good. There are some chunks, which is fine. Now we do the butter. Should have melted it beforehand. But then once we add the egg, we want to keep stirring and stirring and stirring. And the reason for this is because the melted butter can actually cook the egg. Now that the butter's melted, we're gonna put it in. At this point, you could use a whisk if you have one, but it's not necessary. All right, I'm gonna add my egg. And that is shell. Well, shit. Now the reason we take shell out of our mixture is because we don't want it to be crunchy later. Yeah, so that butter is starting to, I don't know, freeze up. Not the best, not really a whole lot we can do about that. Now we add our 1/2 cup of sugar and 1 cup of bran. I'm having a bit of camera difficulties, and I'm sorry about that. So that's our sugar in there. The big reason for the bran, it absorbs some of the moisture. And so last time I made this recipe, I didn't include bran, and it was very soggy and kind of gross. What we'll take is a sieve. Now, if you don't have a sieve, you don't have to do this. It's fine. I'm not going to do it with the salt because the grains are too big. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. There we go. So the reason why we send it through a sieve is basically break up the big pieces so that it's a bit smoother. The bread is smoother, I should say. And then if you get some big clumps at the end, just sort of with your thumb, you might have some big chunks that are not flour, and those you dump in the sink, because what the heck is that? Baking powder. Now baking soda. Preferably silicone of some kind. Silicone, whatever. You don't have to do this, but I'm just gonna spread it out just to make it a little bit more even when it cooks in the oven. Cleanup is always going to be the worst part. Honestly, what I would do is just take a sponge and some soap and, you know, let the soaking do the work. Is really what I do most of the time. But this is the finished result out of the oven. Unfortunately, the GoPro died right as I was pulling it out. It cooks, or it bakes for an hour, and it rests for 6 minutes afterwards. The reason why it rests is because some of the hot moisture evaporates into the air, which hardens it hardens it up a little bit, and that also means that it pulls away from the sides of the pan. I'm biased because I made it, but I think it tastes pretty good. It's not the greatest banana bread of all time, but for the materials put in, it's pretty friggin' good. It does last for a couple days, which is pretty good, so I just wrap it. If you wanna bake this yourself, or you want more recipes, you can buy the Campus Survival Cookbook on eBay or Amazon. I don't know if you're gonna find it on Amazon, but you're definitely gonna find it on eBay. Or I guess you could call the publisher, formerly, what was it? William Morrow and Company, now owned by HarperCollins. So I guess you could call them and ask for a reprint. Like that's gonna happen. But yeah, so that was that.